For more, we can speak to our correspondent, Anthony Mills. Anthony, how is this going to work? Are people still going to be able to go to work and to school?
They are, in effect. It counts as a necessary reason for leaving the home if you're headed to work or if you are a child or a teenager going to school. But the restrictions are quite severe in the sense that it really must be a major reason, either going to work or going to school or going to a supermarket to stock up on basic supplies or for a walk around the block, as it were, just to relieve the need for a little bit of exercise very close to the home or a medical visit. So all of these reasons that are, at the end of the day, restrictive, very restrictive, and do mean that this is a full lockdown for people who are not vaccinated. The question, of course, on everybody's lips is how is this going to be enforced? As you say, Austria has a very low vaccination rate. It's still only at around 65%. And the question is, how are the authorities going to ensure that this lockdown is actually observed by all these people who aren't yet vaccinated? And we heard an indication yesterday at a press conference by the Chancellor, Alexander Schallenberg, the Health Minister, Wolfgang Mückstein, and the Interior Minister, all three of them, Karl Nehammer. They gave some information about how this was going to work, and the Interior Minister said that basically the police have been instructed to do a number of things. First of all, any contact that they have with people living in Austria, for whatever reason, they're going to be checking the vaccination status. Second of all, there are going to be 2 dedicated patrols per district who will just be going around conducting spot checks to make sure that people are in fact vaccinated if they're outside their homes. And third of all, there's going to be an intense focus, he said, on fighting fraudulent trade in vaccination certificates. So that's the indications from the Interior Ministry, a very restrictive and some might argue divisive move here. But as you say, the numbers have surged, and this appears to be the reaction.
And Anthony, you mentioned that this move is divisive. How have people in Austria been reacting to this?
As I say, the vaccination rate, certainly going into this move, was one of the lowest in Western Europe at around 65% only as of yesterday still. And the challenge that the government faces is pushing up that rate. Now, what this move effectively does is it tells, a sizable portion of the population living in Austria that they're not able really to leave their homes for anything beyond urgent needs and work. And the real question is the extent to which not only this move will bring down those surging rates, but the extent to which it will drive up the vaccination rate. Now, we have seen lines at certain places where people are lining up to get vaccinated, and there's little doubt that for a certain portion of those unvaccinated, this is going to push them into getting vaccinated. The question is, though, the extent to which this move is going to be able to shift the thinking of the ardent critics of the government's policy on COVID-19 and on the vaccination in particular. Because, for example, in Upper Austria, one of the provinces hardest hit by the surge, the far-right Freedom Party is very popular. And they've capitalized on these moves by the government to draw in political support. And a lot of the folks who are not vaccinated are quite adamant that they don't want to be vaccinated under any circumstances. And we're even expecting demonstrations in the course of this week.
All right, we'll have to see how it all goes down. Anthony Mills, thank you very much for the latest on Austria's new lockdown for the unvaccinated.